This video is sponsored by 𝙇𝙄𝙉𝙆𝙎, the gap insurance experts. Visit their website for an instant online quotation and use the code GYM10 to get £10 off your purchase. Hello folks, I've made videos like this before, but I thought it was time for a little reminder, and obviously some of you may have missed those videos in the past, but we're basically just going to go through the basic sort of three options for car finance when buying a used car. So they're going to be PCP, hire purchase and a personal loan. There are other ways to do it, but I'm just going to go through those basic options as they are the most popular ways of financing a used car in the UK. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not FCA regulated. I'm not a car finance broker. I'm a completely independent fat bloke with a spreadsheet. Okay, so always do your own research before you enter into any kind of car finance agreement. Hopefully this helps you sort of discover some of the things to look out for and just gets you thinking about the ways that you finance your cars. Folks, let me just talk you through what we're looking at here. We're looking at a used car with a cash price of £15,000. The PCP and HP figures I've got from Halifax. They've got a really simple online calculator, so you may be able to shop around and get better deals than this. Likewise, you may find, especially with some car dealerships and some car finance brokers, you might find much worse rates than these. I've seen PCP at 20% several times, so bear that in mind and always shop around for your car finance if you decide to finance a vehicle yourself. The personal loan figure I've got from Tesco Loans, again because they've got a really simple online calculator. Again, you might be able to find a better rate than that for a personal loan. So PCP we're starting off with. PCP's personal contract purchase, you essentially lease the car right up until the end of your finance agreement, when you can choose, if you wish, to make an optional final payment, sometimes referred to as a balloon payment, and that means you then own the car. But until you pay that balloon payment, you don't own the car. Now, PCP is extremely popular with car dealerships and car finance brokers because there tends to be a little bit of meat on the bone there, if you know what I mean. It's also a good way of keeping a customer on the hook, and they call you and say, oh, actually someone really wants your car and we could put you in this one for only a £5 a month more. And basically the idea is that they keep you as a customer forevermore. So PCP really suits a lot of car dealerships, and it's commonplace to see if you pay cash, you get 1 year warranty on a car. If you use their PCP, you get 2 years warranty, and you get this service with it because they are desperate for you to take PCP. So in this example we're looking at here, I've suggested on each one of these we give a £2,500 deposit. On PCP, you've then got 35 monthly payments of £227. That means the total you've paid in the first 3 years is £10,445. If you then want to keep the car at the end of 3 years, you've got to pay £6,938. So the total cost of that £15,000 car to you is £17,383. So essentially the finance has cost you almost £2,500. The other thing you have to consider is you've got £6,938 optional balloon payment at the end, but what is the car going to be worth at the end? That's something you would have to really try and do a bit of research on to see if it's going to be worth your while, or indeed wait till the end of the finance period, see what the car's worth on something like We Buy Any Car, and make sure it's worth putting that £6,938 into a car, which obviously could be worth £10,000 still after another 3 years. It could be worth £4,000. So you have to consider that before going ahead with that optional payment. Next, we've got hire purchase. Hire purchase is much more straightforward. You pay a deposit and then you pay monthly payments, and at the end of it, you own the car. It's as simple as that. On this one, it's on 5.4% interest, 36 monthly payments of £376, and it means you've paid just a shade over 16 grand for that car. So the finance has cost you £1,036. Then finally, we've got a personal loan. Now, this rate on Tesco at the moment is quite good, 5.3%, but sometimes you'll see a personal loan's more expensive than hire purchase. And the reason for that is the personal loan is an unsecured loan. It's not secured against an asset. With hire purchase, the finance company's basically got a hold on your car until you've paid off your debt. With a personal loan, a bank or building society, for example, is lending you an amount of money, and you could go and buy a car with that. You could sell the car the next day. You could go down the bookies and blow all that money. You could do whatever you want with it. The debt is attached to you rather than being attached to the asset, which is the car. So sometimes you will see HP rates that are lower than personal loans. And once again, with HP or personal loan, shop around, like really shop around. And just remember, folks, that salespeople are quite often trained to present things in such a way that they result in a sale for them. And just kind of read into that as you will. Personal loan works really in just the same way as an HP. With the HP and the personal loan, I've said £2,500 deposit, but of course you're not exactly paying a deposit. That's coming out of your pocket. So you're only financing £12,500 in these examples. That's going to cost you £1 a month less than the HP in this example, just using the rates from the two sources that I've actually gone to for it. But as I said, you need to shop around. You may find a better deal. Now, the good thing with a personal loan is, as I touched on before, you have got that flexibility. So if you decide that you don't want the car after a year and you want to get a different one, you can literally just sell that car and buy something else, but you still have that debt attached to you. At no point is the debt attached to the car. So just remember that and don't think of it as kind of free money. Once you got rid of the car, you have still got to keep paying that loan. So that won't go away magically. And folks, if you are looking at any kind of car finance, I strongly suggest you also consider taking a look at gap insurance. What gap insurance does in a nutshell is, if the car's written off by the insurance company and you've got an outstanding amount of finance, sometimes the amount you get from the insurance company doesn't actually cover the cost of the outstanding finance and you're left with a gap. That might be £1,000, £2,000, might be a fiver. The point is, you could have some out-of-pocket expense that you weren't expecting. So let's just run a quick quote on Car2 cover. We'll say £15,000 worth of cover. We'll say the car's 1 to 7 years old. Current mileage, 10,000. Delivery date, we'll say, is today. Vehicle supplied by franchise dealer. We'll say you've got it on PCP or hire purchase. Vehicle's going to be used for social domestic pleasure to and from work. £500 a year is your car insurance cost. We'll say it's an Audi. Period of cover required, well, it's a 3-year deal, so we really want 3 years covered, don't we? And when would you like it to start? So it's very important that you buy gap insurance at the same time as you get the car, otherwise it becomes very expensive. And if you leave it too late, you can't even buy the cover. So we'll say we're going to have a start date within 90 days of the vehicle delivery date. So let's get a quote for that. So look at this, folks. There are different kinds of gap insurance available, and I've done a whole video explaining what gap insurance is, and I'm going to put a link to it up at the end of this video and in the video description for you. But essentially, you've got finance gap, which is £124 a year, return to invoice gap, which is £149 a year, and top up gap, which is £61, but that's only for 1 year. So those options will all be explained in the video that's coming up at the end of this one. So go and check it out. Do go to car2cover.co.uk. Use the code GYM10, by the way. You have to do that over the phone at the moment, but soon it will be available for the online system. Code GYM10 gets you £10 off anything you buy. So that first one there, £124. It's going to be £114 just from saying GYM10. Not bad, is it, folks? Nice people as well. You can also call them on 01438 870 615. Link to that video is coming up in a sec. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you on the next one. Now go and check that video out. I think you're going to like it.